Right. Anyway, today we are going to talk about the next part of Power BI that is um, interesting and also it's useful for you in the near future as well นะครับ Okay. So that means today I'll spend around like at most 1 hour for just like showing the things that is very useful for you, and after that I'll let you and your team have your team to just like work on the group presentation or the group project นะครับ because on next week we are going to have that presentation already. So I know that because like you may have like different classes in different times, so it might be difficult for you guys to find the same slot of time to work together. So today I'll let you have like the other half of the class to just like do your group work นะครับ Okay. So okay, let's start our Power BI นะครับ So today we are going to use the new Power BI file นะครับ because we are going to get the data from different sources นะครับ Before we talk about that one, let me just show you for what we had on last class first นะครับ as a short recap, and after that we are going to talk about like the new thing that we have to learn today นะครับ Okay, so everyone just open up the ABC sales files นะครับ that we had on last class, so that we can just like talk about what we did on last time นะครับ So on last class we learned about the measure that we have to use in Power BI นะครับ Okay, so you can see that the difference between column and measure is that for the column นะครับ for the column it is the way that we created the new hang on, the way that we created the new column นะครับ in the table. That means every single records นะครับ or every single row of data will have that values. For example, if you would like to create a column that is a constant value like this one in the table called orders, the thing we did was we create a column called commission rates นะครับ that was a constant value. In this one นะครับ what we did was that we just create the new column by just going to the table tools and then click new column. After that นะครับ in this one, okay, once you create the new column, you can see that every single row will have expected to have like that value นะครับ after we just assign that value or calculate by using the formula นะครับ for that column. So in this one, okay, let me just like delete that. Yeah, it's deleted already. You can see that once we have that column, if you would like to have the constant นะครับ once the column is created, you see the column and then equal sign and then followed by just a space นะครับ when you create a new column like this one. Okay, after that you just like assign the values or the calculation in that. For example, in the commission rate here, we just assign 0.01 into that column, and you can see that. Okay, suppose I put 0.01, you can see that in here it created a column with a value 0.01 to every single row of that table. And if you would like to change the name of the column, you can change it here. You can change it here. Okay, that is the first type of the column that we have. The next type of column is a column with a calculation นะครับ What we did was in the order detail table นะครับ was in the order detail table. So you can see that in here we had the calculation, for example, the gross sales นะครับ We create a column called gross sales, and after that we put the formula. Once you would like to enter the formula in here นะครับ you just start typing the name of the fields or the column that you use as a part of the calculation. For example, in here, we say that gross sales come from unit price times quantity. So that means once you create a new column, if you would like to have unit price multiplied by something, you just type a part of the column name that you want to use, and then Power BI will call the column นะครับ or the field that looks similar to the text that you type in here, and then you double click to choose that one นะครับ and then you just like put the formula that you want นะครับ that is the second type of the column. When you have the second type of column in here, you can see that normally นะครับ normally we use the what to say the values นะครับ from different columns in that table as a part of the calculation. For example, in here, if we said that we would like to calculate the gross sales, it comes from unit price multiplied by quantity นะครับ okay, this one once you just type a part of it, you can double click นะครับ so in this one you have the calculation from the same table นะครับ or from the same worksheet already. So there are a couple of things that you have to know when you create the new column. Firstly, if majority of the fields นะครับ or if the majority of the columns that you are using นะครับ is in what table, you should put that new column in that table so that it will be easily calculated นะครับ quicker for calculation นะครับ and also in order to refer to another column, compare with just like put the things in the same column. Once you put like the relevant columns in the same table, it is easier นะครับ for you as well, because later on if you would like to find the gross sales นะครับ normally in our common sense we think that okay, in order to find the gross sales, it must be number of items that we sold to the customer multiplied by the price. And if we know that okay, because number of items and the price is in order detail, then the gross sales that you should lay it on should be in the same table as these two columns as well นะครับ. But if you say that but I just think that I want to put it in another table instead, that one you have to be careful นะครับ, because whenever we talk about the column in here, you can see that the gross sales is the gross sale of each item นะครับ of each item, whereby in the reality นะครับ whereby in the reality, if you say that you want to put that new column in the orders table, you can see that it's impossible to put there. The reason is because in one order you can sell many products นะครับ how can you put the gross sales in the orders table? The reason is because normally if we have 5 products in the same order, how can you put that 5 values in the same row in orders table here? It's impossible นะครับ and also if you try to do so, it doesn't work as well. For example, in here, if I just say that I have like a new column here นะครับ and then I say that it's from gross sales นะครับ from unit price, you can see that if I type unit price, it doesn't show anything here, because Power BI just protect you from miscalculation. It knows that because in one order you can sell many different products นะครับ. Once you try to retrieve unit price, it doesn't know unit price of what product. That's why it doesn't allow you to just use the values from the unit price column in another table here นะครับ. So how do we know that whether the column that we would like to create will work or not นะครับ? For example, here you say that you would like to know that can we just multiply the gross sales, can we multiply number of items sold with the unit price or not นะครับ? We just check from the model and then we know immediately. So you can see that right now orders and order details, they are related to each other because they have the relationship or the link here, right? And you can see that in here the unit price นะครับ and quantity are located in here, but unfortunately นะครับ there are many orders detail in each order. One thing that you can notice is that if you have a look on the arrow here, the triangle point to orders detail means that one order can have many orders detail. That means if you would like to refer any columns from order details to the order table, you can't do that นะครับ easy way is that you just see from the triangle symbol. If triangle symbol point to any table here นะครับ That means in order to refer the column from this the tip of the triangle to another table, you can't do that นะครับ logically because in one orders นะครับ one orders you can have many orders detail. So if you try to put the column นะครับ from calculating something in the orders detail back to the orders, it is impossible นะครับ okay. So now let's go back to the table view here. You can see that after you know how to calculate the column already นะครับ on the other way around, if you would like to refer นะครับ now we are in the orders table here. If you would like to refer the commission rate นะครับ into orders detail table can we do that นะครับ so let's see if we just like go back to the model นะครับ if we just go back to the model between orders and order detail, one order can have many orders detail นะครับ let's see the commission rate is here. That means many orders detail can have the same commission rate นะครับ so you can see that in this direction you can refer the commission rate into orders detail straight away นะครับ because if you just like have a look on the small triangle in the on the line here, you can see that the tip of the triangle point to orders detail. That means you can copy the data from orders table to order detail table. If you want to have some field from orders table, you can do it straight away. So that means if you go back to the table view here นะครับ and in orders detail table, if you want to refer the data from orders detail from orders table, like if you want to have the commission rate, you can do it straight away. But นะครับ if I want to create a new column in here, I create a new column in here, and then I just try to refer to the commission rate นะครับ from the order table. You can see that by just typing a part of the column name นะครับ like this, it doesn't work because it doesn't call the order it doesn't call commission rate from the orders table for you at all. In here it's just refer to the orders detail table for the field commission rate นะครับ so what should we do if we would like to refer the data นะครับ from another table นะครับ we have to use another command นะครับ or another function นะครับ so in order to just like refer to the data นะครับ to the data from another or the column from another table นะครับ the things that we have to do is that, okay, let me just like show you first in here. We have to use the referring นะครับ to another table. The function that we have to use is related นะครับ we have to use related functions. How can we use? Firstly, you have to know what column from what table would you like to get first. In here, we say that we want to use the commission rate นะครับ assume that we want to use commission rate from order table นะครับ the things that we have to do นะครับ in here is that once you know that you can just like use the data from another column by just checking from the relationship here already นะครับ the next step is that once you create a new column, once you create a new column นะครับ you just type related นะครับ related, then open the parenthesis. After that, Power BI will list out all possible column นะครับ from all possible tables that you can refer. In this one นะครับ we know that we want to get the column from orders table นะครับ the column is called commission rate. In here you can see that we can relate to this column นะครับ then you just double click. Suppose you just like want to refer to that value only, you don't calculate anything, you just want it as a constant, you just close the parenthesis. You can see that in this one นะครับ if I name it as commission rate from orders. Okay. If I name this column as commission rate from orders นะครับ by related the columns commission rate from the orders table นะครับ after that I press enter. You can see that right now นะครับ it refers value 0.01 นะครับ directly from the table called orders in the field called or in the column called commission rate นะครับ this is the referring to the data from another table นะครับ this function the related function is useful because in the future you may see that we have the data from different tables นะครับ we may have like lots of table in your file and then the table that you are using right now may not have that the fields from another table but you have to use it for calculation so in this case you have to use the related functions to link นะครับ the data from another table นะครับ this is related functions that would work นะครับ after that นะครับ after that when we talk about the columns already another important features in Power BI นะครับ is what we call a measure. Sometimes the calculation that you would like to get is a calculation นะครับ from a specific table and after that once you calculate something นะครับ you may want to get just one value only I mean like the goal of calculating for that value is that you may just like handle or you may have to just like process specific column นะครับ from that table for example if you want to know that for hang on let me see gross sales นะครับ in here you can see that we have gross sale of each record นะครับ of each row but right now if you want to know the total gross sales you can see that in this table total gross sale has just one value only by just summing all the values in the gross sales column here นะครับ if you would like to create a new column it's impossible to put the total gross sales the reason is because once you create the new column นะครับ every single rows will come with its own value นะครับ that cannot be the total gross sales the total gross sale for this table is just like one value only so once you calculate anything and finally you get just one value for the whole table you have to use measure instead we have to use measure instead so in here if you would like to find the total gross sales by just clicking the new measure you can see that firstly it looks similar to the column because once you create a measure it shows the formula bar for you นะครับ suppose I say that okay I name it as gross sales total gross sales measure then I put parenthesis test นะครับ okay so the things that I have to do is that I want to sum all of the gross sales here นะครับ normally the measure that you created we have like some functions นะครับ that we have to do with processing that column for example you can find sum you can find average you can find min max นะครับ you can find standard deviation นะครับ and like many functions นะครับ so in this class we talk about like the basic function like sum function first นะครับ the things that we have to do is that you just put the function like sum นะครับ like sum once you put the sum function here already it asks you that what column would you like to sum นะครับ in this case suppose I say that I want to sum the gross sales in the order detail table นะครับ I go to order detail table okay it's what to say the gross sales here you just double click นะครับ so in this one it will add all the numbers นะครับ in a gross sales table for you นะครับ then I close the parenthesis so you can see that once you press enter it causes a difference between measure and column because in the column if you press enter already to process the sum of the gross sales In the table, if you have a look, you don't see any measure because I told you already that measure has just one value. That's why it doesn't put that same value in every single row. But the difference is that when you go to the right hand side to see list of the columns of fields that you have นะครับ in the orders detail table you see a spatial symbol that looks like a calculator. Once you see the calculator symbol here, it is นะครับ I'm sorry, it is the measure นะครับ in this one in the order detail table here you can see that if we have the total commission in here, let me just see first. Okay, the total commission is here นะครับ you can see that it doesn't the total commission calculation not total commission is total gross sales นะครับ that we calculated doesn't show in the table directly but it show as the calculator symbol here นะครับ so once you click here it shows the formula for you but it doesn't show the result นะครับ bear in mind that if you go to the data view and then you try to click on the measure it shows the formula only what for once it shows the formula นะครับ this one it allows you to see the formula and change the formula if you like นะครับ so that means in this one นะครับ if you would like to see the total gross sales measure test value you have to go to visualization นะครับ and then you have to use the graph นะครับ I mean the chart นะครับ in order to display that value for example in here because I don't want to show it as the specific chart I may just like want to use a card to display the value นะครับ I may want to use the card to display the value then I just choose that card นะครับ I just choose that card to display it นะครับ okay it's here นะครับ card and after that I just scroll down นะครับ I have to click on that card first I have to scroll down นะครับ to the measure that we just recently created that is total gross sales measure test นะครับ I click and then it just show that calculation value for us นะครับ this is $1.35 million you can see that in here นะครับ for the measure นะครับ once you go back to the data sheet นะครับ to that table you don't see that measure on this data table the reason is what I told you before it is the measure it is not column นะครับ so it cannot display in every single record or every single row that's why if you want to make sure that are there any measure for that table or not you have to see on the field list on the right hand side and in this one you see total gross sales here นะครับ okay that is the first thing that we have to know about measure the next thing that you should know about the measure is that if we would like to find some of the net sales okay but we put the measure into orders table can we do that นะครับ can we do that so now let's try I just go to orders table นะครับ and then I'll try to create a new measure so everyone you just like try with me นะครับ go to orders table first นะครับ click on orders table on the right hand side first so the data sheet is showing the orders table นะครับ after that you click new measure นะครับ you click new measure and then we just try this formula first we just sum นะครับ we just try sum after that if we want to find the sum of the net sales นะครับ from orders detail you just scroll down you can see that in here you see net sales right so that means Power BI allow you to use this field นะครับ so if I click I double click order details net sales here นะครับ and then I close this นะครับ I rename the measure a bit นะครับ I say that I call it as sum net sales measure if I name it as sum net sale measure I press enter here you can see that it allows me to do so it doesn't show any error นะครับ but one thing you have to know is that even you calculate the measure นะครับ and it's correct it doesn't show you anything in the data sheet anyway นะครับ as a rule because measure is just one value it cannot be shown in every single line as the column นะครับ so right now to see that okay do we already finish having the sum net sales measure already or not you see on the right hand side นะครับ in the order table you see sum net sales measure is created here นะครับ is created here so now let's see if I just go to the report view นะครับ now I'm going to create a new measure นะครับ for the sum net sales นะครับ and see what happened I go to the orders table here and sum net sales is here if I click now you can see that it's 1.27 million นะครับ now I want to see that if I have the calculation let's say what is it the total gross sales as well but right now this time I will put the total gross sales in the order table sorry in categories table let's see can I put the total gross sales in there or not นะครับ let's try I go back to the data view go to categories table นะครับ that there's not many fields and many records here I create a new measure here นะครับ and I say that okay I call this measure as total gross sales measure นะครับ and then I put some comment I say that I put sorry keep in categories table so that I can just like know it later I want to keep the gross sales measure here in the categories table and see how it works I put some once again and this one I want to use the gross sales once again from the order detail table here I want to sum the orders detail from gross sales นะครับ I double click to choose after that I close the parenthesis and press enter so you can see that right now the measure is successfully created นะครับ is successfully created in the table categories already but you don't see any values in this table because the measure can display just one value only นะครับ it will not just like be copied into every single records of this table นะครับ okay now if I go back to visualization and then I want to display it as a card once again นะครับ this card come from total gross sales นะครับ measure นะครับ that I put in the categories table here and I didn't just click you can see that in here it shows absolutely the same value as the total gross sales that we had in the orders detail table นะครับ absolutely the same value นะครับ that means Power BI allows you to calculate นะครับ some measures นะครับ in and then you just keep it in some table นะครับ even though the data that you are calculating is not related to that table at all for example in here you can see that in the categories table it doesn't have anything related to total gross sales at all นะครับ but Power BI allows you to do so but in the reality try not to do this it's not logically related at all นะครับ because if you just like try to put the total gross sales in the categories table นะครับ when other colleagues นะครับ or other users just see this Power BI, they don't understand why do you have to put total gross sales in the categories table, because categories table doesn't tell us anything or doesn't relate it to the total gross sales, because our total gross sales come from the gross sales that we get from multiplying the quantity with the priceนะครับ the quantity that you sold that product with the price is not related to categories at allนะครับ. So this one means I can say that it's improper to use this measure to be stored in the categories table like thisนะครับ. Then try not to do this. So it means that if you know that gross sales come from the calculation, that mostly most of the fields from the calculations are in the orders detail table. So the total gross sales should be put hereนะครับ. The measure called total gross sales should be put in the orders detail table instead, becauseนะครับ, this one is logically related to orders detail tableนะครับ. Okay, right. Okay, but I just like leave it like that to let you know that actually you can put the measure in any tables that you wantนะครับ. There is no limitation, but in practice we normally don't do itนะครับ. Okay, so now we have like the card to display the value alreadyนะครับ. Sometimes if you would like to show different values, for example, you would like to show total commission, total VAT นะครับ total gross sales นะครับ and other things in the same card. You can do it by using the multi-row cards as well นะครับ like this. And after that นะครับ in the multi-row cards you just put any values that you want to show. For example, I want to show the total commission นะครับ. I want to show total gross sales. I want to show total VAT amounts นะครับ and total sales. This one is the multi-row cards, because in one card it shows like many values for you นะครับ as you like. It's different from the basic card, because in the basic card one card just show one value in the bigger fonts นะครับ something like this. So this one นะครับ if you just like relate this kind of sales นะครับ together with the chart that we created นะครับ it will just like change once you just like choose or filter them in different manners นะครับ. So this is the what to say measures and columns that we have to use in Power BI นะครับ. So when we have some more functions, I'll update you more นะครับ in the next lecture that okay, what are do we have any other more interesting functions to be used with measure and columns or not นะครับ. Okay, this is the thing that we have to know. Okay, so up to this point, do you have any questions before I move on to the next topic? Okay, if you don't have it นะครับ everyone you just save this file first นะครับ just save this file first, and after that นะครับ let's close this Power BI file นะครับ save it and close Power BI desktop file. I want you to create a new Power BI desktop นะครับ. Okay, just won't be long นะครับ everyone. Okay. Okay, so then you just close the yellow screen, the initial screen นะครับ of Power BI. So today I'll show you how to get the data from different sources apart from the local file that we have as Excel or CSV files นะครับ so this one นะครับ I'll just like show you how to get the data from the website นะครับ from the website นะครับ so in this one นะครับ what is the usefulness of Power BI in order to get the data from the websites นะครับ okay let me just check on that website a little bit okay just won't be long นะครับ let me just open that file a bit so I'll just like let you see which website that we have to get the data from okay okay then นะครับ we are going to get the data นะครับ for the first place we are going to get the data from the box office website นะครับ from the box office website is about the revenue of the movies นะครับ around the world นะครับ that we get the dataนะครับ that we have in each year okay so we will see that data in the website first นะครับ before we get that data into Power BI I'll teach you how to gonna notice นะครับ whether that website we can get the data or not นะครับ okay so everyone นะครับ just open up your browser นะครับ if you use Safari just use Safari if you use Chrome is okay นะครับ or Internet Explorer or yeah other kind of web browser as well นะครับ okay so in this one นะครับ I just go to let's say if I use this one นะครับ the Microsoft Edge here นะครับ I go to Google first นะครับ after that นะครับ in this Google นะครับ everyone just type box office mojo mojo นะครับ box office mojo and press enter to search นะครับ this one นะครับ is the first website that we are going to get the data from นะครับ boxofficemojo.com just click on boxofficemojo.com ครับ to have a look นะครับ okay so in this one นะครับ what to say if I say that I want to go to worldwide นะครับ to worldwide just have a look first for the worldwide movies นะครับ okay I just want to investigate for the year with the COVID-19 นะครับ that is affected in year 2020 okay so นะครับ if you see the data that looks like a table like this นะครับ you can see that there are like many records นะครับ many records coming in นะครับ with the columns like this this one it has rank, release group, worldwide, domestic percent, foreign percent นะครับ this one if the data looks similar to this way นะครับ looks like the table like this you can get it into Power BI for analysis because some of the website for example if you are doing the marketing for promoting the movies นะครับ in your country and you think that you want to see that okay on this year you just like do the promotion or you do the marketing for a Mulan movie นะครับ and you want to see that how good is it for the worldwide นะครับ then you get the data from here somebody said should I just like copy like this and paste it into Excel first and do the analysis later by Power BI this one it might not work if you copy like this นะครับ then I just show you first if I copy like this and then I go to Excel ครับ I go to Excel and then I try to paste the value นะครับ